So when I was in high school, when I learned about the Vietnam War, is really, I think, somewhat a little bit distorted because it's mainly about Woodstocks and people protesting, and that this is something that we shouldn't do, and something that we made a wrong decision on, and we sent our men overseas, and many die because of that, right? And then there isn't really much about the history. So I think I'm glad that your class is actually doing this, about part of it is bringing out the suffering, of the war, and you see images and stuff, but it doesn't really talks about it, and then it doesn't really talks about the conflicts of it's not just it seems like it's just Vietnamese involved, but like there's actually the Cambodia, the Laos, the Chinese were involved as well. So I didn't really learn that in the Vietnam War, but because I think for later on I learned the suffering in Laos and Cambodia is actually much worse than the southern Vietnam, right? So there's other parts going on that was not covered. I think part of it is that the U.S. think that they could easily go in and win the war, right? They didn't think that the Vietcongs is like jumbo fighters and stuff, right? That they would be defeated. I think that's part of it is, and then part of it is that it is hard that those are the people that actually know the land, and and then they fighting for their country, so I think in a sense that when you actually send militaries in, it's like they just doing a job instead of, I don't know whether that makes sense, instead of really actually fighting for your country or for your survivability and for your land. Yeah. So in terms of going forward in the futures, I think war could be prevented. I'm a big believer of if you were to just understand, because I think there's a very, I guess, miscultural perceptions of other countries, like the U.S. and other countries, right? Because for example, for Afghanistan, right? Like we only know one part of it, and then we never really get to see the other side, and then be able to, I guess, what is the word for that? What does the people in that country actually feel about the U.S. coming in or fighting a certain war, right? So I think part of it is really being able to communicate and talk about problems before you have to fight. Like it is. I think it is similar to human relationships as well, right? Like if you want to prevent somebody from a fist fight, that both sides have to kind of sit down and to talk, like honestly and transparent with each other's of figuring out where the miscommunications or misunderstanding come from, then find a peaceful solution. So I think the U.S. could be much more diplomatic in terms of reaching out to other countries, of having that open communication with other country, and then I guess talk more, I guess.